Good morning. This is Roger Demuth, and I want to share with you a few watercolors that I've done recently. And most of my work has an ink line around it, and I wanted to get away from that for a little bit. So I switched gears, and this has, all of these paintings have a light pencil outline, but no ink. And I mean, it's a small change, but I'm not sure it's permanent, but I just wanted to try it. And then I'll show you some more later on of 78 paintings that I did in a few weeks. They're real tiny 2 by 3 inch paintings, and they're all done the same way. So anyway, these are all watercolors on Arches paper. Most of them 300 pounds, so you don't have to stretch the paper. And they're all done with pencil and Winsor & Newton watercolors. And they're about, I guess the image size, probably about 6 by 10 inches or so. And they're all of architecture. Some Central New York. This one is in Johnson City outside of Binghamton. And in Boonville, this is an art center, the Dodge Pratt Community Arts Center in Boonville, New York. Quite an extraordinary Victorian mansard roof, 1870, somewhere in there. And the interior has been preserved, so it's quite extraordinary. This is on Route 20 in West Winfield, New York, and it never has anyone near it. I've never seen anyone in it, no lights on it, and it's one of the best kept Victorians on Route 20 anywhere, but quite extraordinary house, and although lonely. This is a building in Nunday, New York, which is south of Geneseo, about 20 miles, and it's the only one that I know of with a figure on the top of it. It's a kind of extraordinary for Western New York, and it's the John Carter Memorial Building, Nunday, New York. That's kind of fun. This has a much lighter feel to it without the black line on it, so I like that. This is Cazenovia Lake, and this is the pier, frozen over in winter, and real light colors. I love this building. I love this store. I was so sad that it went out of business, and I guess people should pay their taxes, and but he didn't, and something happened. And it was just the most delightful little general store there was in New Woodstock, New York. And gas pumps, and I would go there for root beer ice pops, which I happen to like. This is the Cazenovia College Theater. Beautiful building. I've seen so many performances there. It's a real treasure. So the Catherine Cummings Theater, Cazenovia, New York. Isn't that pretty? I enjoy the challenge of figurative images, and so this was kind of fun to do this, waiting for the ferry in Monhegan Wharf in Maine, and we just went over for the day and took a day trip from Rockland, and it's a pretty little island and crawling with people, and I'm sure during the summer it's a madhouse. This is a farm just off Route 20 near Navarino, New York, on Fox Road. And I went by recently, and it looks like they've torn all the barns and silos down, which is unfortunate. It was there's not too many places that just have a presence about them, and the way the house was chosen to sit on the property, and the barn across the road, and this was one of those great places. We went by, this is in North Haven, Maine, and it's a beautiful farm. I think it has 20 or so acres right on the water. And of course, we went right up to them and asked them if they wanted to say we're outside. And it was kind of funny. We were walking up the driveway and someone said to us, "Are you here to buy the place?" And I guess they get a lot of people that just want to live in North Haven. And they said they had a sheep farm at one time there, and a little barn, and they were the most pleasant couple. And he said they lived in Baldwinsville, of all places, which is right near here. So that was kind of fun. And but I've done a number of paintings of this farm, and it's just gorgeous, every part about it. And it's on a side road, not far from the village. And in the village, there's nothing there. A couple little tiny shops, a gallery during the summer, and a really great restaurant, though. And this is in Westernville, New York. On my way up to the Adirondacks watercolor show each year, if I get in, I always take the back road through Rome and Westernville, and then stop to say hello to a friend in Boonville, and take pictures all along the way. And this looks small from the front, but the back wings on this house are extensive, and quite an ancient old place. No one lives in it, and they just use the property for farming. This is in Camden, New York, or Camden, Maine, excuse me. There is a Camden, New York, and this is still using Winsor Newton watercolors, pencil line, and it has a more of a light feeling to it, so I like that. It's been fun trying to do this series. And this is Bayview Street on Bayview Street and the corner of Main Street in Camden, Maine. It's one of my favorites in this series of the Rip Van Winkle Bridge. Just went over it the other day. It's gorgeous. And the Dutch building that's attached to it. And they're going to fire all the ticket takers, the toll booth people soon. They're putting these new mechanized devices in that read your license plate, and you can't see it in the picture, but Olana is just on the other side of the bridge, and as you're going across, you see the beautiful Frederick Church building called Olana, and it is amazing. It's just hard to believe that anyone could build a building like that, and it's Moorish style. I've done lots of paintings of this farm in Madison, New York, and I'm going to do some more. I'm going to go over with my drone soon and shoot some photos to work from. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, simplified farm, and has a few outbuildings, and it's kind of remarkable because it's just set aside from everything else. There's a lot of property around it. It's all farmland, just a few trees, and you only see half of the building hidden from the fields around it. And but it's kind of fun to photograph it. This is Gormley's Ice Cream Bar in Mount Morris, New York, right on the main street. And we used to live near there, and I was just remarking, I worked from an old slide that I had, and these giant 1970 cars that were parked in front of everything, and all the signage and the interest to the windows, and you could also get a bus to Rochester in front here too. And someone called me that lived in California and saw one of the paintings I had done, and but they were sold and disappeared, so I didn't have any, but I did this one just recently. And this is the last of the series. This is a farm in Pompey, New York, just off Route 20. And it's all in the same technique, just simple pencil line and very kind of simplified watercolors for me. So that's the pencil drawing series, and If you want to see more of my work, please visit rogerdemuthwatercolors.com. And you can get in touch with my websites. I have a whole bunch of them, that one for each thing that I do. And send me an email. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.